Hello and welcome to Grief Mentoring with Raisa. This video is for you if you're struggling to cope with grief. In this video, I'm going to share 3 points with you which will help you to cope with grief. Point number 1. Acknowledge that grief is normal. And the way you are responding because you are grieving is a natural reaction to your loss. And this is also normal. It's normal to feel sad, to feel pain, to feel angry, to feel overwhelmed, to feel hopeless sometimes, because you are grieving. It's normal to struggle with sleeping. At times you will sleep too much, or maybe you'll not be able to sleep at all. At times you feel like you're eating too much or you are not eating at all because you are grieving. This is all normal because you are grieving. So be aware that what you are going through may feel strange, but it's all normal because you are grieving. And give yourself permission to feel that way, because it's all part of grieving. Point number 2, be aware that grief, especially at the early stage of it, can come to all of us like heavy wave patterns. But with time, this wave reduces. So it's also normal to experience this heavy wave pattern, especially at the early stage of grief. So it's very important that you are aware of that, so that you won't think that something is also strange with you, because this is what most grievers experience while they are grieving. Point number 3, be aware of the peak times while you are grieving. Peak times are times like anniversaries, birthdays, Christmas times, those times that remind us about those good memories that we shared with our loved one. And it's also very important for you to be aware that during peak times, even when you feel like you started finding healing again from your grief, but during peak times, you may experience pain, sadness, or anger in some ways. And this is not a sign of weakness, but it's also normal for someone who's going through grief or someone who's lost somebody to go through that. In case you're wondering, what do I know about grief? Most of the tools that I've shared with you from these 3 points are from my own personal experience. In 2006, my only brother suddenly passed away after he was diagnosed with a heart condition. And that was the most painful time for me and my family together. In 2013, a phone call came through to inform me that my beloved mom suddenly passed away after a short illness. At that present moment, I felt numb. I felt confused. I nearly collapsed. And I couldn't stop sobbing for my mom. During my grief journey, I realized that grief is very painful and it's very lonely. Even though I have some lovely friends and family members, most of them, they live far away from me. Actually, most of my family, they live abroad. So they did what they could to support me, but I needed more. I needed more support. And it took me almost 3 years to grieve for my mom. I went through the time of feeling hopeless. I went through the time where I was asking myself where life was worth living. I went through the time of anger, of resentment. I had a lot of questions concerning my mom's death. But one of the two that played a role in my grief, or which has helped me to find healing, was to give myself permission to grieve. I allowed myself to feel sad, to feel pain. I allowed myself to cry or to sob like a child. Because through that I was releasing layers of pain, of sadness, of anger, of resentment. And a bit by bit, I was moving closer and closer and closer towards my healing. It didn't happen overnight. It was a journey. As I've said, it took me 3 years plus to grieve for my mom. And I never thought that healing or recovery was possible. And during that time, I somehow managed to find some strength. And I did research so that in order for me to find some tools that I can use to help me cope with what I was going through. And that's when I found some of these tools, which I'm sharing with you. So if you are grieving, don't feel sorry, don't feel embarrassed about it, but allow yourself to grieve. Another tool that has helped me as well was to talk about my grief, not to everyone on the street, but to someone whom I thought you could understand what I was going through. Because through talking, I realized that we release the layers of pain as well, and we find comfort in that. So give yourself permission to talk about what you are going through. Because as grievers, what we want is somebody to understand what we are going through. Even if they can't say much, just by listening, we find comfort in that. So through the journey of my grief, the other blue came into my life again in just last year, 2018, December the 25th. I received another phone call again. And this phone call came through to inform me that my beloved dad has suddenly passed away. I couldn't stop sobbing for my dad. And now it's almost 3 months since my dad passing. As I'm recording this in mid-March 2019. And I've started finding my strength again. And it's simply because I've given myself permission to grieve. I've learned that it's one of the strong tools which one can use while she's grieving, is to give yourself permission to grieve. Give yourself permission to feel sad, to feel pain, to feel angry, and talk about it. Because through talking about it, we find comfort. And talking itself, it soothes the pain of what we are going through. So I now can share with you that from the loss of what I have experienced, healing is possible if you have the right tools and the right support in place. I have now started to recover from my dad's passing. I've started to reconnect with my strength again, with my hope again. I started to go out and do things that I always enjoy doing again. I'm not saying that I'm completely healed from my dad passing because it's just only 3 months, but I can say that I have started to find my strength again. I started to do the things that I always enjoyed doing again. And that's why I'm doing this recording, to share those tools with people out there who are grieving, especially with women over the age of 20. So that as I want to guide you and support you to reconnect with your strength again, so that you'll be able to get out of bed, start doing the things that you always enjoy doing, reconnect with your interests, your ambition, and be able to live the life that we were living before. Because your life shouldn't stop because you are craving. And I can share with you that it's possible to live again. It's possible to move forward with life even after the loss of your loved one. So if you would like to receive similar videos, please feel free to subscribe or sign up down below and share with me, what do you find most helpful out of this video? What stood out most for you, or what resonated most with you? Share with us, please. And so if you like to contact me directly, feel free to send me an email to griefmentoringwithraisa@yahoo.com, griefmentoringwithraisa@yahoo.com, or feel free to join my new Facebook group called Your Grief is Unique for some more support inside there. So thank you for taking time to listen to this video. I hope you find it useful. So thank you, and bye for now.